Russia is a country that pops up in the news fairly often. Due to the controversial leadership of Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, Russia is constantly under speculation for its political and economic ecosystem. President Putin has been in power since 2012, and with the level of caution he applies to his personal life, such as taking his personal chef on all trips around the world, it's not too hard to see how this has influenced his leadership style. Despite the strong arms of rulership, long-standing Russia-Ukraine conflict, the current invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and the gloomy political news, there are some interesting facts about Russia. From a location that has suffered so much environmental abuse that it's deemed the most polluted spot on Earth, to a train that whizzes past several time zones. Today, we're going to take a look at 10 things you didn't know about Russia. Number 10. Big Army. It's no news that Russia is the largest country in the world. With a land area of 17.1 million square kilometers, it makes up 1/8 of the habitable space on Earth. However, due to its relatively small population, most people are shocked to find out that the Russian army is a force to reckon with. The Russian military has a budget that is comparable to very few other countries, with about $40 to $65 billion in the budget toward military ammunitions and operations. Active personnel in the Russian military number nearly 1 million across its divisions of land, sea, and air forces. Beyond the actively engaged military personnel, Russia has about 2 million reservists who are ready to be conscripted into the armed forces at a moment's notice. The Russian army has 500 land-based missile launchers, more than 13,000 tanks, about 6,000 artillery pieces, and almost 20,000 armored vehicles. The Russian Navy has over 50 submarines and 74 warships, while the Air Force has over 1,300 attack planes and over 470 attack helicopters. Russia's military force is both intriguing and scary, to be honest. Number 9. Nuclear weapons and war. Nuclear assaults are one of the most feared tactics in global conflict, as a nuclear weapon could wipe out an entire country at once. And guess which country has the largest nuclear inventory in the world? That's right, Russia. According to the Federation of American Scientists, it is estimated that Russia has 5,977 nuclear warheads. With an arsenal of nuclear weapons including submarine-based missiles, bombs, and land-based missiles, there is more than enough ammunition for Russia to engage in an all-out nuclear war. In comparison to other countries that have nuclear weapons, China has 350, while North Korea has only 20, which is less than 0.4% of Russia's entire arsenal. The US has 5,428 nuclear weapons, while France has 290 and the United Kingdom has 225, bringing the entire nuclear weapon count for NATO to 5,943, which is still less than Russia's nuclear capacity. Talk about being a global nuclear force. Number 8. Most polluted spot on Earth. In a quest to rival and supersede the US's then superiority in terms of nuclear weapons, Russia set out on a mission to build a formidable arsenal. This mission was the Soviet atomic bomb project, and the first reactor site was the Mayak plant, a facility built secretly between 1946 and 1948. The reactors on this facility produced plutonium and other chemical substances, thereby contaminating liters of water used in cooling the reactors. These liters and other contaminated waste eventually got into the land and water surrounding this facility, with Lake Kiche taking the main hit. Over the years, the lake had accumulated a volatile level of radioactivity. By 1990, radiation readings near the lake reported a level of radioactivity that could kill a human being in an hour. In December 2016, the lake was filled with special concrete, rocks, and dirt to reduce the presence of radionuclides. The lake's name, Kiche, means black water in northwestern Turkic languages, and given the lake's title, it is only fitting. Number 7. Cleaning Day. Russians have a practice known as Cleaning Day, or Subotnik, where volunteers offer services for the community, and these services include cleaning streets and disposing of garbage. Subotnik is derived from the Russian word subota, which is Saturday. The very first Subotnik was organized by local Bolsheviks on the 12th of April back in 1919. The next year, on the 1st of May 1920, the first all-Russian Subotnik was held, and Vladimir Lenin was a participant. Over time, Subotniks lost their voluntary meaning and became obligatory political events, such as Lenin Subotnik on Lenin's birthday, but Subotniks eventually reduced to a day or two annually, and people gathered on those days to clean their workplaces and neighborhoods. Community service definitely sounds fun when it's not punishment for a misdemeanor, doesn't it? Number 6. Coldest place on Earth. With a subarctic climate way past the borders of extreme, Oymyakon is the coldest inhabited settlement on Earth, and its title is quite ironic, because the English translation of its name is unfrozen patch of water. Meanwhile, everything freezes in Oymyakon. Oymyakon's location is found in the Arctic Circle's northern pole of cold, and with its lowest recorded temperature of -67.7 degrees Celsius, which was recorded in 1933, the schools stay open till the weather goes below -55 degrees Celsius, and that's the average minimum temperature in Oymyakon during winter. It doesn't matter if you enjoy taking ice baths. The cold in Oymyakon is enough to freeze vodka, saliva, and even eyelashes, so it is probably not the best location for a vacation, especially because the nearest airport is about 48 hours away. Number 5. Record-breaking railway. If you can't travel to Oymyakon, aka the coldest place on Earth, you can take a trip to any of the stops on a 7-day journey while aboard the longest railway line in the world, the Trans-Siberian Railway. With a 5,772-mile or 9,289-kilometer continuous trip, which is the longest destination on this railway, the Trans-Siberian Railway, also known as the Transsib or Great Siberian Railway, is impressive. It took over 25 years and a budget of 350 million gold rubles to complete the construction and engineering of this iconic railway. The Trans-Siberian Railway extends from Moscow to the border nearing China, crossing 7 time zones, 2 continents, 85 cities, and thousands of bridges. If you are ever in Russia, a trip on the Trans-Siberian Railway is something you should check off your bucket list. Number 4. Gulag Tourism. The Soviet Union is remembered for lots of things, including its harsh penal system, which consisted of a network of hard labor camps known as gulags. The labor of prisoners was to build infrastructure and mine resources to develop the areas where the gulags were located. With the dissolution of the Soviet Union, these camps were abandoned, and in a bid to attract tourism and keep those communities alive, the government at local levels decided to invest in the gulags and transform them into tourist camps. However, virtual tours are the more popular choice for Gulag Tourism. Number 3. McDonald's first day in Russia. As a brand that was associated with capitalist culture, McDonald's presence in Russia was significant as it marked the inevitable end of the Soviet Union. After 14 years of negotiations led by George Cohan, then chairman of the Canada branch of the fast food franchise, the first outlet in a chain of McDonald's restaurants was ready for opening day. McDonald's first outlet opened at the Pushkin Square in Moscow on the 31st of January 1990, and the residents were excited to have a taste of Western fast food. By 10 a.m., the restaurant officially opened. The crowd waiting outside was on a 500-yard line spanning the square. A 900-seat restaurant, this was the then biggest McDonald's in the world, and the first day saw sales to about 30,000 customers. Due to global issues surrounding the Ukraine invasion, McDonald's shut down its 847 restaurants in Russia. Number 2. Alcohol. If there's one thing you know about Russians, it's their tolerance for alcohol. According to statistics from the World Health Organization, Russians are the world's 4th biggest drinkers, but the relationship they have with alcohol is quite interesting, as drinking is as much a part of their culture as anything else. As a matter of fact, a businessman or politician in Russia withholds trust until you have had one drink far too many together and are knee-deep into drunkenness. There is a vodka named after the Russian president, and there were several eccentrically designed vodka bottles for a long time, such as bottles that had holographic labels. Now, wouldn't that be fun to see a bottle of vodka wink before getting you tipsy enough to wink at any and everyone? Number 1. Beautiful statues. Russia is home to several epic statues, most of which have patriotic and cultural significance to the Russians. There is the Motherland Calls, a statue overlooking the river Volga in Volgograd, signifying the Nazis' defeat, with 200 steps leading to the base of the statue, symbolizing the 200 days of battle. At 85 meters or 279 feet, she is the tallest statue of a female in the world. Of all the statues of notable figures and iconic characters, An epic statue symbol in Russia are dogs, which are in almost every major part of the country. It is believed that rubbing the dog's paw with and only with your left hand will bring riches, so you may want to take a trip to Russia to boost your wallet. And that's a wrap for this video. There you have it, 10 things you didn't know about Russia. Which of these facts stood out the most to you? Let us know in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed this video. Want to be the first to see our next exciting video? Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Until next time.